The talk of the Commonwealth is the Better Business Bureau and how they can protect you from some of the scams that are out there. We've done a lot this week, whether it's with Dr. Satya Mitra, whether it's with Tim Murray and others from the chamber over the last couple of weeks about this new round of PPP. And you were with us last week, as I'm sure you were. You know that Nancy Cahalen from the Better Business Bureau was keeping us safe from some of those scams. And those scams still out there. I would only think now that they are starting to intensify this week as those loans start to become available, Nancy.
Yeah. So, what do we say? The scammers are chameleons. They watch the headlines just like we do. And so they get their information straight from the headlines. And so that's why they're so believable and effective, unfortunately.
Yeah, so you really do have to be careful. And I mean, our businesses are so vulnerable right now. One of the sectors that has been hit the hardest, of course, is when it comes to the health clubs. At the same time, a lot of people, their New Year's resolution is they put on the COVID-19. Hopefully they didn't get it, but they put on the COVID-19 or more. And so they're going to join a gym. This is always one of our top resolutions. But I know that there's always, unfortunately, a lot of scams about joining fitness clubs.
Yeah, it's a very active category for us. And this year, it's not a traditional year by any means. And there's a lot more to consider when joining a gym or fitness club during a pandemic. So if you're considering that, check out the facility. How's it dealing with COVID-19? Are the customers and staff required to wear face masks at all times? Is the exercise equipment stationed at least 6 feet apart? Ask the management if employees are screened for COVID before their shifts and how often the facility is cleaned and disinfected. How adequate is the facility's ventilation system? That's really an important question as well. When you're in a gym, you're in there for a while. So if you don't get answers to these questions, go somewhere else. They should be prepared to give you answers for these questions. And sometimes they offer free trials. That's a way to get in there and try it out and see, is it crowded? How well staffed is it? Do you have to wait for equipment? And calculate the true cost. A lot of times they have initial offers, New Year's offers, but that's going to expire. And check out, how much is the regular monthly fee going to be, and what does that include? Another thing to consider is, will you have to pay monthly fees if the state orders fitness centers closed again? We had a lot of complaints about that very thing. And what happens if you move or the gym goes out of business? What happens? What's the cancellation policy? So those are all good things to keep in mind when looking for a fitness center to join.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, listen, they're out there. There are so many of them doing the right thing, doing everything that they should. You're right, though. Having been a member of the Y for so many years, this is the time of year when gyms tend to be packed because everybody has done their New Year's resolution. But with COVID-19, it is just an entirely different scene and a different way in which the staff has to make sure that things are kept clean. The monthly fees is a good one. Big organizations, like I said, like I've been a member of the Y for years. Obviously, they're around. They're doing great work here in the community, but other gyms, sadly, as we've been reading in the paper, they could end up going out of business as well.
It's very challenging for them, and I think it's been financially they've had to make a lot of investments in order to keep it safe in their establishment. So my heart goes out to them. It's a really tough industry to be in right now. So unfortunately, a lot of people are being, are deciding not to go to a gym, but to put put together their own home gym, to buy some equipment and set up their own home gym. And that, brings to mind some other issues that we should probably keep in mind. First of all, measure the space and measure your doorways. So,
Right.
can you get the stuff in? Can you get it up the stairs? This is a big problem. And so, do your homework and on some of the real basic stuff. Consider what your needs are, what your physical needs are, and what your fitness goals are. And think about equipment that will help you reach those goals. So if you see equipment, just like those miracle diets we talked about last week, that gives you, they give you get fit quick solutions, don't believe it. Don't give in to the temptation to buy equipment that promises miraculous results. There's no miracle in weight loss and fitness. It's a long-term endeavor, and it requires effort. So if you're not willing to put in the effort, you're not going to get the results. They recommend testing equipment before you buy it. I'm not sure how possible that is right now, but if you can, wear the athletic shoes, the exercise clothes that you're planning on wearing, and try it out. A lot of brick and mortar stores have the ability for you to do that. And if you're considering used equipment, proceed with caution. There's a lot of stuff out there for the people that bought it in previous years and just hung their laundry on it, So some of it probably is a good deal, but it's all as is, and sales are final. And you're required to get that equipment from point A to point B, which is another big deal. So there's a lot more to consider, and you can check our website for the rest of the tips.
Yeah, I mean, great stuff, Nancy, and boy, we appreciate your being with us to tell us about it. It's not inexpensive to set up your new home gym, as anybody who saw the ubiquitous ads during the holidays knows. If you checked it out, you went, whoa. That cost a couple of bucks to get that equipment in, and am I really going to be using this each and every day? So, a lot to consider. Nancy, one of the things that I get all the time, and particularly here in the new year, is I guess I get two things. One is that I get people who say, should I be checking? I've got a guy who called me on the phone, and he's going to come. This is a real one that I just got, like last week, and he's going to come, and he tells me he's going to, fix my, what is it, his flue in his chimney or something. He says, how do I check on this guy with the Better Business Bureau? I hear Nancy on every week. I want to make sure that I'm doing business with people who are fully accredited. How do I do that?
Great subject. So what you want to do is you want to go to bbb.org, and there's a search bar up at the top, and you can search businesses by name and location. To get our report on them, or if you're looking for a business that's accredited that does whatever it is you need done, you can put in that type of business and your location and search for accredited businesses. If you have any trouble with that, please call our office. We'll be happy to walk you through that search so that you are sure to get the information that you need. And our toll-free number is 866-566-9222, and that will take you right to our switchboard, and we'll be able to help you.
And I think the other one that I sometimes get is people asking how businesses become BBB members.
Mm-hmm. So in order to be, not all businesses qualify, so that's good to know.
Exactly.
So the bar is kind of high. And so if they are interested in accreditation, they can contact me directly and call our office here, and the number is 508-552-0350. Call me directly, and I'll put you in touch with the right department here. You have to be in business for a certain length of time. You have to have a minimum rating with us. You can't have open complaints. There's a long list of about 16 different things that gets checked and to see if you qualify to be accredited. And there is an annual fee, so I want to be upfront about that. That's how we're supported.
Awesome. Nancy Cahalen, President, CEO, Better Business Bureau, serving Central and Western Massachusetts and Northeastern Connecticut. Thank you, as always, for being with us.
Thanks again for having me on, Hank. It's always a pleasure.